Well, hello,
Hello.
and welcome to another wonderful evening of us talking absolute bollocks.
Welcome to another evening of Talking Bollocks.
Talking bollocks.
Talking Bollocks.
We'll take a little bit for Salacious because that's all they were talking about last night was bollocks.
We're taking from slices, so all you're going to talk about is bollocks.
So how are you this week, Dave? Anyway, or listening or whatever.
How are you this evening, week? How are you anyway?
Oh, don't ask.
Don't ask.
It's been another one of those weeks.
Been another one of those weeks.
Yeah, cock.
Yeah, cock.
Can I start?
Does that?
Oh. So what have you been up to?
Cocking. Cockers and balls.
Oh well, that's a new one.
Yeah, more or less. No, basically, I've been sorting out our shed at our mum's place. I'm doing a few bits down there. Working on a few bits for the future. Sorting a few bits out. Still going round in circles. And that's about it. Trying to get a few new bits in for toy fairs and that sort of stuff, like revamping the whole area up and that sort of stuff. Working on future projects and that sort of stuff. Sleeping, as we always do. But other than that, just chilling, relaxing, and just going round in circles, like we always do on the first day.
Yeah, I've been enjoying the sunshine. It's unusual for Scotland to get all this sunshine. It's been like this for nearly over a month. It's crazy. We got a little bit of rain on Tuesday, and that was about it. And it only lasted for like nearly 5 minutes.
We had a torrential downpour today at about between 12 and half 12, and it was like really heavy rain.
I was like that on Monday, but it only lasted like 5 minutes, man. It come piddling down, and then 5 minutes later, disappeared. It's like, it's great.
No, just ordering stuff and sorting stuff out at mine and rechanging things, trying to make more space or more stuff like that. So,
Hey, Duffman.
And bits and
we have our good friend Altinda.
But no, just going around in circles.
I had a good weekend. Crap day yesterday, but apart from that, all good.
Saturday wasn't too bad. Sunday I was at that anime con in Birmingham. I did pick 3 figures up, but I completely forgot them. I picked up something for another friend, which I sent out on Monday, received it Tuesday, and he showed it off yesterday. But yeah, it's just been a whirlwind of a week. You know, as you say, another week in the collector's life that you don't live. There you go.
I watched just been busy and other shit happened, and it's just. Didn't help that my brother fucked his hand on Monday, so I had to take him to fucking hospital. So I was in the hospital for like fucking 4 hours.
I've got to mention to your brother in a bit then. But technically,
this is my younger brother with no.
Oh, it's still anyway. But anyway, just to say something weird and crack things up. I bought a bag of hands.
I like that.
Mm.
Yesterday I was at
You get 6 pairs of hands, so you know. It's,
as I mentioned to you over the weekend, my spring on my car decided to go on Saturday. So the parts come on Tuesday, so I got that done yesterday, but that was like 5 hours later. There was one nut that would not come off, so no choice but to grind the bugger off. But that was it was easy enough putting it back on. It was getting the thing off was a pain in the arse.
Yeah.
I needed the car up and running for the weekend anyway, so.
Perfect. But no, other than that, Baz, I've been looking at phone contracts as this one's up anyway. Working on a few other little bits. You know, just can't think straight at the moment, if you know what I mean. It's just one of them weeks and bits and pieces. Everything's, you know, going weird.
This has been, to be honest with you, it has been a weird month for myself. There's a lot of negative stuff's fucking happened this month, and it's just it does wear you down a bit.
Yeah.
But I look forward to these Thursday night bollocks chats, so it's all good. It's only it keeps me insane is doing these.
Yeah.
And showing off the spoils of life.
Well, as for Stu in the chat, I've got like 8 or 10 people ready for toy chats on a Sunday or Tuesday night. But technically, most of them can't make them, so I'll be pre-recording them when they get 5 or 10 minutes. I've got a few big boys coming up and a few bits coming up. I'm just waiting for people to get back to me or them to get a half hour spare.
To be honest with you, I was actually thinking about that the other night there. It's like, I need to try and get Travis on, but I think the next few months he's busy with cons.
It's mainly, it's toy fairs and conventions and that sort of stuff and a few bits.
I just
same with everyone.
That collection has grown within a 12-month period.
Sometimes, like the guys say on the toy vision, they pre-ordered stuff from the companies, and it always takes a year and a half to come through.
That's
you think, well,
with the Madball figures.
Yeah, but it's like Super 7 because they're limited run for each figure and limited not articulation. They put so much effort and work into them. They almost take a year and a half, 2 years to come out. It's like Super 7's next pre-order has just been teased. And it's one of the things, I'm tempted, but what's going to be the price? You know, they teased a picture the other day, and one of the videos I spotted.
I mean, Ronaldo's been putting a lot of pictures up, stuff that he's seen in probably Walmarts and Targets and all that. And I've kind of like looked at the prices of the stuff that they're getting sold at, and there's a couple that we can get over here now, and I think one of the pictures, I think they're only like $9.99 or something.
Yeah.
But here they're wanting like 15 quid for them, and it's like usually we get them cheaper than the Americans, kind of like the American market, but it's like the Americans now getting it cheaper than what we're getting it. But
yeah,
probably due to customs and crap. So
yeah, it's all between when release, but technically the Super 7's next big item or backer. I don't know if you've seen it. Have you seen the pictures yet?
No.
You know, they've just done the Thunder Tank. They are doing hopefully to fit with the 6-inch or 7-inch figures. Their figure line is the castle, like the big castle.
That'll be huge.
Yeah.
Because I know what size that Thunder Tank is, man. I've seen that. I've actually seen that in person. That thing is fucking bigger than me.
Yeah. I know it's not going to be to scale to the Thunder Tank, and basically because the Thunder Tank was bigger than the castle anyway, you know what I mean? It didn't fit it. I think it's like a 1/6 scale they're measuring it to. The guy on Instagram's put a few pictures up recently of like he's like moulding of it. But I think that could be the one. But you know, I would like to guess how much it would be.
Having the cat's lair, it would have to be big, because I remember the original toy was quite a
Big one.
A big one.
Well, look at the Snake Mountain.
I think it was slightly bigger in Castle Grayskull, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. But the biggest Super 7 one they've done today is Castle Snake Mountain.
Oh, that thing is, I mean, that thing is fucking huge.
You know, there's a guy on Instagram, I can't remember who he is, I followed the YouTube on it the other day, like I found a guy like 3 months ago putting the pictures up. I know it's San Diego coming.
I know they're doing the Origins Snake Mountain, and I think that'll be the first time a Snake Mountain's come out in probably 20 years.
Yeah.
Nearly 20 years for the kind of rebooted He-Man with the 2000X. All they did was the castle.
Yeah.
They never done Snake Mountain. And it was the same when they done the classic line that Mattel did. They did do the Castle Grayskull for those 7-inch figures, but they never done. But you could imagine trying to do a Snake Mountain in that scale. It would be.
Yeah, the Snake Mountain for the original one, they did do one, but it was like on legs, but it won't fit the figures. But it's, you know, it's going to be almost like £1,000 or dollars. It's going to need to be in it.
Here we go. This has got Sai.
Follow.
You got Jonathan. Didn't the Super Snake Mountain? Aye, it was about that. It's about
$800.
$800.
Yeah. But at the moment, they've only changed like the light in front of the cat itself in the front. But I know there's a guy on Instagram somewhere that's got a picture back in April that's got like he's standing next to it and he's half his body to his head. He's that size.
And the Snake Mountain is the last one named of the stands. I'm sure one of the boys in the toy division group, he ended up getting one, but it cost him a little bit more than what.
You can't ship it normal post like Royal Mail because it's too big.
No, I guess is it not like 2 foot long, but like a foot high or something? Or something
2 foot by, is it 3 foot by 4 foot when it's closed up?
It's freaking huge.
Yeah, 3 foot tall by 2 foot wide. So it's aimed up to like a 4 foot long playset. You know. But we'll see what happens, you know. And they've cheesed it and that sort of stuff, and it's like, yeah, it's going to be a small boy.
It's like on Kapal Toys and them, and they're showing off, I think it's 01 or 03, I can't remember.
03.
They're, at the minute, they're showing prototype shots of their new inspired Brave Star stuff.
Yeah.
And holy feck, man. I really want that 30-30.
What the friends?
That thing is beautiful, like. But they're like 100 odd fucking quid, eh? So
yeah.
I would probably spend that on that because I always loved 30-30 as a kid.
You used to see him at toy fairs and toy shows quite regular, but now it's just for some reason you don't see him at all.
See, that's the thing, is that if we started doing the toy fairs in my area, you used to see a lot of Brave Star stuff. See the last maybe 3 or 4. I'm not seen any Brave Star. It's kind of at Christmas time and I missed out on a 30-30.
Yeah.
But it's because it was missing a couple of bits. I never went for it, but I wish I just pulled the fucking trigger and bought it.
Especially being your logo on your...
I know it's. I know the original Fairy Fairy. It's one of the most weirdest. It looks all right in his horse form, but you stand them up and it just looks totally weird.
Badass.
Having hoofs for functioning hands.
Badass.
It's the same with the I'm sure it was Masters of the Universe, but there was another guy. It was kind of similar, the same. That he had 6 pair of hands, but 2 of them were actually legs. But you can actually stand them up, and it looked like he had 4 arms, but 2 of his arms looked like feet.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was Masters of the Universe. I can't remember what his name was, but he was one of the bigger figures.
I think I know the one you mean. That's Khan. Yeah.
I think he was like a centaur or something. Maybe somebody in the chat will probably remember who I'm thinking of it.
But anyway, Badge, do you want to share my stuff off this week instead of my hands?
Go on then. Let me see if I can remember how to do this dodgy shit.
And then move me to the left. Hello.
Hey.
Right then. I'll start with Baz first. I always think of Baz. The Grimlock.
Oh, nice. Oh, you got You do realise that's the Target exclusive version.
I know. The problem is, Baz, when you go to car boots, and we'll probably talk about this in a bit, in that mode, he's not bad. But the problem is, he was missing his second gold bit.
Mm-hmm.
The front bit is missing as well. When you transform him, he's got no arms.
Aye. The majority of the time when you find him, he's always missing his arms.
Yeah. So it's one of the questions that, I've got to ask you and later. When you go to car boots, flea markets, that sort of stuff, do you still pick them up, even if, they're a quid each?
If he's missing his arms, I still pick him up because he's a cool figure. I mean, you didn't really need to have him in robot mode because in his robot mode, it looks a bit.
In that mode, he's not too bad, is he?
In that mode, he's perfect in that mode. But when he's in his robot mode, the way they've designed him is that underneath where his chest is, it's just a hollow.
Yeah.
You can buy an upgrade kit from that you can actually fill in all the gaps, but the upgrade kit is probably worth more than the actual figure itself.
Yeah. Then, from the second movie, if I can remember rightly, the Optimus Prime, Megatron.
Nice.
Which is the tank and plate. He's missing his head. But that's the only reason I picked him up, because I'm missing his head. But I have got a figure of him, but he's not in better condition than that, because I took him all apart for a paint, for custom, but I never put him back together. So I thought...
If you find Transformers that are missing parts, there's always a good chance of picking them up, because you may actually have...
Yeah.
Because even
once again, it was only a quid bass.
Even though they don't have, in the olden days, in the back in the day, when they had that gold syndrome.
Yeah.
You notice with some modern Transformers, over time, the plastics does seem to get a little bit on the brittle side.
Yeah. And then, just to keep on the Bazza theme, the Megatron.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I haven't transformed him or done anything with him. I don't know if he's complete or what yet, but he might be missing his top piece. But for a quid again for that mode, he's not bad. Well, there we go. So there you go. So there's nods to Baz. Then you don't hardly see these car boots, but the series 2 of the series, which is
you don't see the form in Extreme Dinosaurs very often,
no. So I picked up 2 Extreme Dinosaurs.
You go back maybe 10, 15 years, you'd find him every day.
Yeah.
Even the Street Sharks, you hardly see Street Sharks out.
No. But, to find a couple of dinosaurs wasn't too bad. It was almost like one of the collectors I know was selling them off, so then you've got like a new version of Abomination from Hulk.
I think that was a 2-pack. I think that come with Hulk, if I remember correctly. When they've done the...
Keeping on the Marvel theme, you got Thanos himself.
That's a good-looking Thanos, to be honest.
He's only the 5 points of articulation, but his arm, or 6.
It kind of similar to the one that comes with a mech, but in a different colour scheme.
You know the one that came in like Aldi or supermarkets, the straight boxes, them ones.
Aye.
I think it's one of them because he's only his legs, his one arm, his bicep, and his tiny bit there, and that's it. So he's not a bad figure.
No.
You know, so and then keeping on the same theme.
Oh shit! Look.
You've got Venom.
Oh, the Whiplash ones, the gimmicky ones.
Which his articulation's pretty decent on the guy. So plus so there's that one.
Kind of like if I buy them just for the heads, because the heads are really good.
Yeah. And then sticking to the same subject as you go, Carnage.
Ooh. That's a nice Carnage.
The little Carnage. Hello. Still on the same one, I think. I'm hoping I'm correct. Fantastic Four movie.
Mm-hmm.
Human Torch.
Oh, nice.
I think that's Steve Rogers, if I can remember rightly, that version. But he's got like stretchy arms. That sort of stuff. So quite different to see him in the suit. Then going on to DC, you have the Crypto guy.
Oh, the puppet guy.
Yep.
See, does the puppet actually plug in the back of him?
I don't know. It's one of the things. It's when he gave them to me for free. I bought quite a few figures for like most of the figures in here, like 50 pence each.
Oh,
and
nice.
I thought the guy said you can stab him. I've now got the puppet, so I need to check. And then you've got the exclusive Clark Kent that came with the Superman truck.
Oh, nice.
So
I must have been a collector. You got that stuff half a day because that Superman looks awfully clean.
yeah, he's got no scruffs in his hair, no nothing. So he'll go on that shelf over there. Same guy, but moving subject now. I picked up. It's a bit wobbly. It's Masters Universe.
It's actually funny because I picked up a Masters Universe figure as well.
So
I've been thinking we must have had the same Brave Wave on Saturday.
But they're the same guy. 1990s Millhouse.
Oh, nice.
Or think about not Millhouse. Think about. You had the Bart. Not my fault. Not my fault. And then everyone's blue-haired lady.
Oh,
hello, my Simpson. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
I'm actually hoping this is the first one here.
Then off another guy bus. I found another Mission Impossible.
Oh, nice. Okay, I didn't know they actually made Mission Impossible action figures until you showed me the thing. It was a carded version you got.
Yeah, he's just there actually.
Didn't know they actually.
And weirdly enough, Baz, I think it's that one I've got. I know one of them. I've got Series 2, which is even harder.
Mm.
And then back in the day when they stopped doing Hasbro's, just after it, they did knockoff wrestling figures to go with your figures. So I found Razor Ramon, like a knockoff version.
See, when I seen the picture of that, I actually thought that was a retro Razor Ramon, but I can't remember what actually properly the original one looked like.
There you go. And then basically to go on to the next section of what I bought. I know Baz likes these figures.
Oh, the lanyard ones.
Yeah. The Lanyard Corpse or something.
Mm-hmm. That's the better ones, because I mean, some of the newer ones that come out, they're more articulated, so they're good for customs as well. If you really like them in.
Weirdly enough, he's still got his gun, his knife, all still attached. But then basically, I went into, other than the hands, I went in the charity shop, Baz.
Mm-hmm.
And I know this one don't normally get anything in. But I thought, I'd try it and see what happens. But, they're talking about Lanyard and Corpse and that sort of stuff. They did Corpse Universe.
Oh, they've done the old style from and soldiers
Figures and that sort of stuff. And, that's a part of a bunker set as well. So the lead is actually part of a bunker. The little robot I showed off ages ago is part of it.
It's kind of weird, and those ones are actually in better quality than what the ones that we got when we were kids.
Yeah. Some of the figures are pretty decent. Like Starship Troopers.
Mm.
Really, that sort of stuff you get.
Then those ones is if you look at the top of them, and they're well.
But I you'd chuck almost the tank and that sort of stuff. But then technically the little figures almost gives you the Starship Trooper vibes.
Yeah.
There's 3 different colours. There's about 4 of each figure in there. So, and I did get a few other weird bits in, Baz, but it's only for toy fairs and that sort of stuff. I'm revamping my whole tables and reimagining them and that sort of stuff. So there you go.
Nice. Great. What? Well, I did have fun at the weekend until my car decided to bugger on me.
Goes the weasel.
I did go to the boot sale first, and I've managed to find not just one. So now I have the 3 butt uglies. And I don't know if anybody remembers these. He has got a little bit of wear on them, but the guy gave me them for nothing, so I can't grumble. I'm going to try and see if I can get some blue paint and try and see if I can refix that. I need to see if the electronics work in it, but I've already got one of these, and I remember having these as a kid.
The other one had the grenades sound and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, because you got these ones, and then you got the other ones that had like the
face
that you press the buttons and it changed. And then talking about Transformers, Dave, I found I got the Bumblebee.
Nice.
Disney Transform. These ones are fully posable, and I got the Megatron.
Mega.
Yeah, just have to try and find Barricade because only done 3 of these. Then talking about Masters of the Universe, I found Sludgehead
Sludge.
that my nephew was trying to steal yesterday. And I found look at this. The bonus, there is a figure in it, but I don't think it's a figure for the. I'm sure this figure come with a speeder bike. And you should recognise this, Dave, but these are now showing up in the boot sales.
That's just crazy, isn't it?
I got a glitter Hulk.
He is cute.
And also got the Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Does whatever a spider can. Spins a web. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do.
TARDIS.
TARDIS.
And because he's shabby, I found some from Playmobil.
He's cute.
Some sort of witch doctor.
Scooby-Doo.
I quite like this guy. I think this is a mixture of Scooby-Doo and when they done the Playmobil movie. I'm sure she was in the Playmobil movie.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Batman, Vegeta, Swamp Thing, Guy Fieffelman,
Sonny.
Boom. Freeze.
But I'll ask you the question in a minute, Baz.
Mr. T from the live action movie. And everybody's favourite Green Ranger.
Perfect.
I think this is like the 20th version I've actually picked up. I think I've got a box of these now.
Baz, can you show me the crocodile again? If you wanted to, could you do a custom of that in purple and use it as a new variant of the crocodile from Bucky O'Hare?
You probably could,
more animated, you know what I mean?
You probably could, aye.
If you look at him, he's quite more animated than the original.
It's actually a good fucking... It's actually a good thing, man. A good point. You probably could make a more...
up-to-date version of your own creation.
Aye.
I don't know if give Baz any ideas, but there you go.
There's also this little play R2D2, but no. That's what was this random. Imaginex from Doomsday.
Doomsday.
I think you picked one of these up a few weeks back, did you know, Dave?
Yeah, I've got one already, yeah.
Then gone on to the Toy Fair stuff, so I've picked up my first Toonie Terrors.
L10 days, got quite a few of them. Shout out to L10 day.
I got this for free.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Why the stall stall that I bought this off of. If you spent more than £10 on the store, you were getting one of these for nothing.
Is that from Sin City, Baz?
It's Sin City, yes. It's Nancy. And I also got that from the toy fair as well.
That was.
The guy was selling these off cheap as buttons, man. Now I'll just random pick up for B&M's. Don't know why I picked up. It was only a £5. I think that's probably why.
Nice one, though. Nice box set.
And then I'd done another order from that Toys for £1, so I got some Transformers.
Dangerous.
So I got Road Rocket. He's the G2 Universe version of him. Got Diaclone Burnout.
I do like the packaging though.
Yeah, they're off of the Velocitron collection, And then got another Diaclone character, Clampdown.
Nice one.
I actually thought I thought they would have been slightly bigger, but
Yeah.
I couldn't see no one did. I really shouldn't have gone to that website, to be honest. Dangerous. The amount of stuff that's getting shoved up the new.
Sure.
They're doing majority of the Marvel retro figures for a £5. They've got those the new Bendy Marvel figures as well. They've got a lot of the Batman movie figures in and all that. They've got all they're doing the last 3 waves of the retro Star Wars figures as well. That's where I got the Obi-Wan's one for, but they've got the Obi-Wan's they've got the Obi-Wan one, and they've just had a restock of the Mandalorian ones as well.
Yeah.
No, the first version of the Mandalorians, and then they've got the one that you can get Ahsoka as well. They've got all them, and selling them for a £5, man. It's no bad. You go into some shops, man. Some shops are still wanting between 12 to 15 quid for them. You can easily pick up a full set for under what you'd pay for a full set if you're buying them normally.
Yeah. Question for you then, Baz.
Go for it.
I also picked up a few other bits the weekend as well.
Mm-hmm.
For example, I picked up the new Harry Potter figures.
Mm-hmm.
Almost all complete with all weapons and everything else. When it comes to, it's also a question for the chat. When it comes to selling or collecting, I collected some Harry Potters back in the day, the small figures and that sort of stuff. When do you stop being a collector, or are you more a collector or you're more seller? Because at the moment, I put them in my collection because I did have quite a big, the 3.5-inch figures with the castle, the hall itself, and the big tower you build up. The 3.5-inch figures. Do you just stick to one toy line, or do you just buy everything? Is my question.
I mean, I'll always be a collector, so I'd probably have to say I'd probably pick up everything, because like the toys we're kind of the same, and we kind of dive into a lot of different franchises and different lines, and We do have a few modern lines as well.
Yeah. Just to let you know, Baz, that Megatron is missing his tank.
It's just the gun. The gun comes off. The gun comes off and connects to his wrist.
Yeah.
His iconic blaster thing.
But I thought, if when you go to Car Boots toy fairs, do you buy stuff yourself to sell on eventually to like fund your hobby and interests, or do you pick it up anyway and see what happens?
See, I've kind of gone to that selling mode, even though I've not done it yet. But it's getting to the stage that when you see all these crazy deals that Game was having, or going to B&M's or Home Bargains, and you're picking certain stuff up that 6 or 7 months ago were selling for like 20, 25 quid a figure, and you can go into one of those stores and pick them up for under a £5 sometimes.
Yeah.
Just like when they done those Lisa Legend figures, man, they were like 20 quid a figure, and then they were selling them for £3.
Yeah.
And then they got reduced, they taken a quid off it and reduced it down to 2 quid. So when you see things like that, even though you're not technically a seller, you kind of go into that
spending mode for buying them.
So you kind of buy them and you put them away, or like what we do, we try to help each other out, or help our friends in the community if they're looking for a specific thing. If you can get it cheaper, then at least if you say, "Oh, that's only £4 for," like, I'm still trying to find the Dark Phoenix, for the 3 3/4 inch one. As soon as I find that, I mean, there was one in one of the game shops on Saturday, but the packaging was fucked, so I didn't bother picking it up. But when you see things like that, you kind of pick them up because it's like, I paid £4. I'll put a £5 on it. If the packaging's damaged, then you could take a few quid off it, kind of thing. Because nobody's wanting to buy. They're all looking for mock.
It's technically a bit of both. You're either looking mint condition carded, which is MOC, or you take them out loose and sell them loose, or sell it basically to sell you a battered card, but you're taking it off anyway. When I went into that game once, I bought 2 Skeletors, one loose, one carded. And they said that this one's a really bad damaged card. I said, I'll still take it for a £5 anyway, because I'm going to take one off loose anyway.
Aye. It's all right when you go into that kind of mindset, is that you like the card, but you don't want to take it off the card. But if you can get another one for the same price, then you're going to have one carded and one that you can have loose next to the rest of your.
Yeah. Unless people do special offers, for example, this new Turtle movie, the Mayhem, which I know a few of our friends went to the preview night, Tuesday, and I think they're coming out Saturday worldwide. It's like, I'll probably go and pick the whole range up, but then leave it 6 months till the movie comes out till the end of the year next year. Next year's Car Boots sale will be saying, okay, pick them up loose. Or if they do like a special offer, like, the old dark times, like Woolworths, Argos, Tesco's in the UK, I had all buy one, bug off, buy one, get one free. That sort of stuff. Nowadays, I go out, pick it up carded if I want it. Or like me, like I said to Baz ages ago, the toy gamble. I really want the new the Flash Batman playing with the Batmobile, the Batman and the figure. At the moment, I think Smiths have got it on for 30 quid. I haven't checked again. Movies come out. I don't know if they've done like a special. But I'm hoping that will go down. With that sort of stuff.
I probably will do, because when they've done that with the Avatar, when they've done the new Avatar movie, and then they brought all this toys out for it. Man, if you go into Amazon, man, Amazon still want 50 quid for the mech suit.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, fortunately, they don't do that for home delivery, or they fucking got it. But the Smiths was smelling the big one for a tenner. That you can actually put the 4-inch figure in.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's the only thing our Smiths had in, is that and one other thing. The blind box had completely disappeared, which were quite nice.
But the thing with Smiths that I've kind of noticed is, like, anything under a tenner, they will not put in for the home delivery. You've got to go to the store to get it. But when you click on it, there's none left in store. So how in one of those stores, when you go...
Technically, there's probably one store out the whole of the country in the middle of nowhere has got one.
Aye, there was one doing... I think it was Essex or whatever. They were the only one that had them in stock to pick up the store. But I could understand if folk see that's been reduced to a tenner, and those mech suits are cool as feck.
Yeah.
Good for customizing as well. If you want to make your own battalion from it, robot from an armored things up, man, because you can add bits to it and everything.
It always reminds me of the mech suit, Baz, from Matrix.
Because
I know they came out and there's that many problems with McFarlane's or NECA that did them. There was that many problems. There's that many. You can find a mix.
It's actually funny you say that, because I've actually seen folk on Instagram buying those and actually turning them into from the battle suits for Matrix.
Yeah.
I'm sure a good friend from Theo, he's done a few customs with him.
Yeah.
Different versions.
I'll tell you one thing. I watched Theo Slimehouse's TV, his video this morning with the Stafford Toy Fair just gone. Like, there's a few things on that video I was like, bastards. And I was like, a few things I'm like, quite glad I weren't there.
You know what I mean? I went to Toy Fair on Saturday, but I mean, it wasn't a big one. There was only like one guy there selling action figures, and that's where I got them for. But it's because there was another big one in Hamilton, the other side it's this side of Glasgow, for where I am. There was another small comic that I didn't know where it was, because I don't really know Hamilton that well. But
Hamilton a good musical?
You can get Hamilton, aye, but it's also named a town in Glasgow as well. Glasgow. It's like there's meant to be a big one next month at the M&D's. It's like the big amusement park in Scotland. But that's they're wanting 40 quid a ticket.
Normal.
Yeah. But the way they've done it is that you can buy the ticket and you can basically go to the Comic-Con. Then if you want, you can spend the rest of the day in the park. So it kind of works out.
How much is it normally to get in the park?
For an adult, you're probably talking about 20 odd quid. For a kid, I think it's like £17 for a kid.
Yeah.
So
it's the same price.
Well, that's what it cost me the last time when I went there. It was 25 quid for myself, and I was saying it was £18 for Riley, for the wee boy.
Mm-hmm.
But you can spend all day in there, man.
So it's a good couple of days then.
Well, it's a good day out. You get to go on all the attractions for nothing. As long as you.
What's the park called again then?
It's called M&D's.
M&D's. Sounds like an old toy shop, M&D.
It does, but there's a Comic-Con there. I think it's next month at some point. See, it might be the end of this month, beginning of the next month. But I know
there was only a couple of weeks left in this month, isn't there?
Yeah. I did see it on Facebook, but I can't remember if it was the end of this month or it was the end of next month. But
yeah. So technically, Baz, halfway through the year, Anything special you picked up so far in the first 6 months of the year? Or any regrets that you haven't picked up yet? Or bits?
Problem with regrets is not picking up that bloody Mega Blocks Castle Grayskull yet when I've been talking about it for last year.
I think it's on game at 63 quid, Baz.
Yeah, but it's out of fucking stock.
Ah.
It's out of stock for home delivery and it's out of stock in stores as well.
Yeah.
Best Buy.
Quite a tough one we got on the spot, isn't he?
I'd probably say all the He-Man stuff that I bought back in April. Getting it for that. I've for majority of those figures.
Yeah.
I think I only spent about £100. I think I've got probably about £300 worth of stuff.
So like the Black Scorpionox behind you?
Oh, no. That was the thing I was after when it first came out, but it went out of stock so quick. But getting it for the price I got for it, I was like, fucking hell.
Yeah.
Because I did see it back in October when I got the Lord Zed helmet. And then about 2 or 3 days later, I went back to see if they had it, and they were out of stock. So I was quite surprised that they got a restock in for basically the Boxing Day sale. So as soon as I seen it, I was like, fuck it, I'm buying it. And I'll never see it for that price again.
Awesome. For me, I don't think there's anything other than the He-Man stuff. Some of the stuff we never got. I think I got the castle. That He-Man from the castle was really one of my highlights. I got where Mum got me. I picked up a load of little figures and that sort of stuff. Stockpiling for shows. We'll like to take how many guest toys I've got in so far this year, but one of them things. I think one of the best finds was probably that I picked up like 40 jiu-jitsu figures. Them ones. But I was just finding it's basically every single week. It just shocks me what you find and what you don't find.
It's when you're talking about that, it's like, man, we're halfway through the year and it's like, what is your best find so far, or what you're looking forward to, kind of thing. It's kind of hard because there's so much stuff out there.
Yeah.
And as collectors, we do pick up so much stuff, so it is kind of hard to say, right, well, what is your favourite? What's the one thing that you got in the last 6 months that you're so happy to get?
I could probably name it. I could name the one now I got very easy. My highest thing I got, honestly, other than the castle. A couple of weeks ago, I never shared the box or anything with anyone. I tell Baz and a few other people because I was like, that you just don't find it at the car boots, but like you say, like these Trendmaster War Planets.
Those things were badass in the day.
But then, weirdly enough, Baz, when I've been doing a bit more research, the green one I put up 2 days ago is a prototype in the same box. I checked it on a few websites, said that because it's a blue and green planet, one's ice, the green one is an ice planet, but the prototype version is in the same box. So I'm like, unbelievable. There's a few bits. At the moment, I've spotted a figure now 4 times, and it's not been complete. And I really want it to complete.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically the Fortnite line, the 12-inch Fortnite line. But it's one of their super deluxe figures. It's with like a white mask on the front. Like a sheet mask.
Yes. Is that, I think his name's Q-Ball or something.
But he's got 2 versions in the box. You can put the white bunny outfit on him and take it off, like his other version.
The one it's like the Ace of Spades and
something like that.
Yeah.
So I really wanted. I've spotted it 2 or 3 times at the car boot at like £3, £4, but incomplete.
When you get you get the with the Jazzware ones, when you get the chance to change, you get like 3 or 4 different faceplates that you just pop off, you get another one on. But if it's the same guy I'm thinking about, and they've done so many variations of his face that you get the ace of spades, the jacks, the queen.
It's basically the 12-inch version, Baz, the talking one, the more deluxe. That's the one. I've spotted him now twice at the car boot. They said they want £3 or £4, or up to £5, £6, but he's not complete.
You've got that one, and then you've also got Drift as well. That comes that you can have him with his human face, and then you can put you clip the helmet and all that on, and then he's got the hood as well, 12-inch.
But no,
like a ninja style guy as well.
Yeah.
12-inch, because B&M's was selling them at one point as well.
I know. But as for the second half of the year for me, I'm still looking out for more Toy Fair stuff. I've always been picking up Star Wars stuff. Very soon, I'm still thinking of doing a big wrestling convention next year. I'll be slowly picking stuff up for that. I'll keep seeing stuff all the time for it. This weekend could be dangerous, or very soon, because when the new Turtle Mayhem figures come out. The problem is where am I going to put them in my turtle room, because it is full.
Yeah.
And that's I know it's Playmates, it's a new line, but where do I put them? I don't know.
It's like my good friend Rory, he went and sent me a picture of a Harley Quinn figure that he's come across. And this figure's like £300 for this figure. And I'm fucking tempted. So tempted to buy it. But it's from the company called Player Kai. I do love all those, but this one it's more like a nurse's outfit, so it's kind of they went to like the Arkham style, but this line is what they've claimed is the anime style version of Harley Quinn. So her hammer, you can break her hammer down, and that basically gives her armor, but it's more like a Deathstroke vibe figure. But he's went and found it for, was it €45? But I've looked it up, and it goes for anything for like £200 to £400 for this figure. And I'd sell my fucking kidneys just to get that one, because this thing is fucking beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Because you can have you could have 2 versions. You can have her in her standard, and then you can have the one that she's basically armored up. But the hammer itself, basically, the armor basically makes up her chronic hammer kind of thing.
Ooh.
But there's a few Harley Quinn figures I've been kind of looking at the new. I have been looking at the Hot Toy versions, but I know for a fact I'm not going to get one of those any days.
You never know. Look at yesterday, Aaron from Empire Toys 1138. He got a Hot Toys Thor from one of the movies. He picked up those, one of them, for almost like £40. You know, they said it was missing a few bucks, but it was not. It was up there from Facebook for like a week. So it is out there and that sort of stuff. It's like you said, Baz, you want to come across a Rancor monster. You know, just give it time. You'll get a Rancor. You might get, you know, you only need one person that technically still doesn't do the research before they put it out there. And that's the thrill of the hunt.
No, that's for like the Rancor, man. I'm still hoping one day I'll walk into a charity shop and there'll be one just sitting on the shelf, or one sitting on the floor or somewhere. I have missed out on a few, to be honest. In the last year or so, I've missed doing quite a lot, being on Facebook Messenger marketplace for like under 20 quid, man. But as soon as you see them, you think folk know exactly what it is, eh? So they might say, "Oh, it was only put up 5 hours ago," and you're like, "Oh, your message is this? No, it's just been sold." It's like, bastard.
Yeah. Trust me, Baz, some of our friends sit on it 24/7. At the moment, I'm looking at it, and technically, dude, there is in like an hour and a half buses and trains, I can get to quite a lot of stuff. But the problem is, it's like, when you're talking, say, a convention for me next year, which is 9 months away, you know what I mean? It's too far to invest in that sort of stuff when you know for a fact in 3 months you've got a double header convention, which you know you've got enough stuff, but it's slowly coming.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that sort of stuff. But you know, so English apps. So yeah, it's one of them. It's like, where do you put your money into if you're selling or buying? That sort of stuff, especially with like everything going up in the world and bits and pieces. You know, where do you put your priorities and that sort of stuff?
See, the thing, I mean, I know I've spoken to you about it a few times about doing a toy fair at some point in the next year. But you don't really want to think too much because you're going to go into what you cry as the toy fair mode.
Yeah.
And every time you see good bargains, you're just going to stockpile it. But then if you don't do it, then you're kind of left with all that stuff that maybe might not even get sold now because nobody's interested in that stuff. As we know, all the time there's new stuff coming out, so that kind of stuff kind of gets put under the carpet.
But technically, like you say, you got a box full of 2 weeks ago. You picked up a box full of Marvel figures for 10 quid.
Yeah.
You only wanted 4 or 5, and you said to me there's at least 20 of them doubles. But what you could do with that, if you didn't want to do the toy fair, which a lot of people now still do, stick them in your bag, take them to the toy fair, say they got the toy fair the weekend, and say, you know, what we give me for these, and do like a swap trade. That's what I did last week with a friend. You know,
it's actually funny because the guy that got like Nancy off here and the Star Wars figure and that, he actually had 2 of the cyborgs. One of them he wanted 15 quid for, and the other one he wanted 12 quid for. So he wanted 15 quid for the big chunkier version, and then the one from the movie, the animated movie version, one that I've got. I think it was for the flying. It's the Flashpoint one, or the other one. He wanted 12 quid for that.
There's 27 quid on 2 figures out of 30. You know what I mean? If you said a 10 or a figure, that's 300 quid for a £10 box.
Because I could swear for the chunkier one, I do have his actually, because he has a
alternate arm,
an alternate hand, aye, and the hand's actually in there. But the one that he was selling only come with the blaster. But even just talking about that, like, some of the DC stuff, you could easily get 10 quid for. It doesn't matter if it's not box of noises. There is some harder to get ones.
Well, hey, Baz, talking about hands, you do get a left and a right.
You should start doing some TikToks with him. Get your back scratcher.
I'm working on a mannequin doll. I bought a mannequin a couple of weeks ago, and technically he's got no arms or hands, so I might put some skeleton hands. There you go.
That's so weird. When you talking about that idea, I've just saying, hey, that's going to look weird with skeleton hands.
Hey, Baz, he does work as a back scratcher there.
Back scratcher, get your back scratcher.
He's got some pointy. He's got some bones on him though. But no, I said to the guy, I said, "How much do you want for bag full of hands?" Said, bag full of hands. Said, yeah, bag full of hands.
Well, you could always have them for Halloween, man. You could always decorate the back.
No, I've got an idea for him. Don't worry. You know. Do you want a helping hand? No, I've got idea for the hands and that sort of stuff, and if you do like that, you could do like a bridge coming out of figures, that sort of stuff, and also I've got.
They would probably be good for dioramas.
That's what they're for, Baz. Technically, if you put that on the floor, put your dinosaur on top of it. Perfect.
You can get another one.
Better make sure they're all different.
No, it's getting things like that. It's probably a good idea for dioramas.
The only good thing is you do get 3 left and 3 right.
That's not too bad.
But yeah, with Halloween coming up and that sort of stuff, I always look out for bony creatures or bony animals and that sort of stuff for future. It's always good for.
It's like I say to you, I have been looking at the hot toys, but I know I'm not going to get one anytime soon. But there's a couple that I have added to my wish list. And one of them is another one is a Harley Quinn.
Yeah, it's one of the things, Baz. It's what you could say to yourself in the future or whatever. If you specifically want a specific hot toy, but what you could do is do your research on, say, like you said, the toy fair. Do your research into it. See what stock you've got in doubles. Take it to them and say, my aim for this show is to buy Baz's Dream Girl to sleep with tonight, the hot toy. Because come into me with bed. That sort of stuff. But it's one of the things you could say, you could turn up the car boot the weekend, there could be one there. There could be the next toy fair. People don't know what they got. Basement market, anywhere. There could be, it's potluck for anyone.
Man, I have seen the knockoff versions from Crazy Toys, but
yeah,
some folks say they're good, but other folks say that as soon as you take them out of the packaging, they just crumble. So, but it technically does. It's basically a knockoff of a hot toy.
Yeah,
but just the plastic's just slightly dodgy.
You can tell that. You can tell with the big ones. Trust the hot toys, you can tell. But it's one of the things
Amazon does sell that one, and they say it's hot toy, but when you read the description, they do put in the
slot toy. Yeah,
there's a knockoff of the actual official license from in.
But no, it's potluck of what you get, what you do, and everything else. It's crazy. It's you want something, you just save up and go for it. If not, see what happens. So technically, Baz, in the next 6 months, then you want your Castle Grayskull, your hot toy, and your what was the other thing you mentioned?
Oh, the other Harley Quinn figure.
That's it.
Because I do have a few of the Player Kai figures, man. I've got the Batman, I've got Batgirl, I've got the Wonder Woman, I've got Catwoman, I've got Sergeant Hero from Starship Troopers. I've got the Lara Croft. Got a Street Fighter figure. I can never remember what her name is. Poison Ivy.
Everyone's got a Poison Ivy.
Oh, and I have the Metal Gear Solid Cyborg guy as well.
Nice one.
And then I've got a couple of Final Fantasy figures as well. And I do have a Halo figure. These are no player Kais, but I do have the Samurai Boba Fett.
Yeah. By Bandai Big Arts.
Yeah. And I do have the weird looking Darth Maul as well. But I ain't picking that up because he's got a big sword.
Right then, Baz. My final question for the night.
Mm-hmm.
Because we ain't got PK, I'm hoping it works tonight. Name an animated or cartoon character from A to Z. Could be anything from animated from Disney to anything across the animated or cartoon world. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You could start with A. In the chat, if you want to play along, put your answers in the chat and see if we can. Anything? Come on, Baz.
I'm thinking, all right.
DC character in water.
Well, you said anime.
But I also said it could be Disney, movie, like anything to do with cartoons or anything.
I know you could go with Aquaman, but I was trying to think of something a bit more
Obscure.
obscure.
Ant?
You could also have Ant-Man as well.
But technically, they have done a cartoon of them, haven't they? I said cartoon / you know what I mean? Everything. You know? I'm going to say like Bakugan or Bakugan was one. Well, you know, the characters from Bakugan or Batman.
Oh yeah, you could go Baloo for Tailspin.
Yeah.
You could have Black Queen from Marvel.
I thought I'd make it a bit easy because there's only two of us. I could have made it a bit harder, but you know what I mean?
You could also pick Ben.
Bill and Ben from the Flower Pot Men, the old 90s cartoon, you know. Seabass.
Chip from Chip and Dale.
Ooh, never thought that one. That's a good cartoon.
Dave, while you're hanging, I'm just having a quite scan of the room for me.
D is dinosaurs, the dinosaurs cartoon and bits and pieces, not the mama.
I would go
Darkwing Duck, DuckTales.
DuckTales.
Yeah. I say it doesn't have to be a character, it could be the series as well to make it just a bit easy for us.
Electro
from the Daredevil series.
Or Electro.
Is that Electric from Spider-Man?
Electro's from Spider-Man, but you've also got Electro. I was actually trying to think of a He-Man character with an E, but I can't fucking think.
Evelyn?
Oh, but something a bit more, something that it's more obscure that
Yeah.
you always try to think of something that nobody would think of. I quite like these movies. You should keep doing these every week.
You could do A to Z on any subject in the world, you know, or cartoon or film. Like you said to me, A to Z of Star Wars characters.
That's for PK. I want to see how many PK can get.
F is, I know Freddy Krueger, but he's not animated, but he's a Toon Terror. Frankenstein.
Could go Fantastic Four.
Yeah. Flubber from Flubber. I know he's like a. I got him as a toy.
You could have Falcon.
Yours is H.
I know it's technically not an anime. And I don't think they actually did do any toys apart from the plushies. But I'm going to say Harry and the Hendersons.
They actually did a teddy bear and a few bits for it, so yeah.
But you could also say He-Man as well, because I just try to think. It's like, well, the reason I mentioned that because me and Riley watched, me and the wee boy actually watched Harry and the Hendersons this afternoon.
Technically, there's another one. You can have Harley Quinn.
Mm-hmm. Watch Harry and the Hendersons for the first time in like 20 years, man. Holy fuck. Best scene in it is when the guy kicks Harry in the bollocks.
Yeah, I remember that one.
The action.
Insectoids, Inhumanoids.
Indiana Jones.
But they do that as a cartoon series.
No, but they have done a toy line. So.
But I said more cartoon, not film.
See that? I know a lot of folk have been talking about the Indiana Jones that they're a bit like iffy. Is it going to be good at that? I'm quite surprised they never did a cartoon version of that.
Mm.
I know they've done like
the live action series, and
I know they've done like the Young Indy and they've done all the movies, but I'm quite surprised they never actually thought about doing an anime style Indiana Jones.
J.
Johnny Quest.
That's G, isn't it? No, it is G. That's quite a good cartoon, actually. Small figures, though, for the figure line, wasn't it? They're only 3.5 inches.
The thing about that is that I didn't realise is that the Johnny Quest that we kind of watched as a kid was actually a remake of the original, because it actually come out in the 60s or the 70s. the original fucking version of it.
Jetsons, they did figures as well.
Oh, aye.
They did
Bond,
a serial.
The James Bond Jr.
Yeah, that's a cartoon, which is weirdly enough quite a decent one with Jaws.
I don't know, to be honest with you, I do like the Jaws in that toy line.
Yeah.
It's quite cool.
I mentioned to Shabby Gemma and the Holocrons.
See, I was actually thinking about that, right? Because I watched Shabby's video and he had the Jen figure in the background, and it's like, when did they make Jen and the hologram figures? I never knew that they redone them. I didn't know if they'd done
It's almost like the 90s, basically. The 80s and 90s, they released that many toy lines of toys. It's unbelievable how much you can keep up with the 80s and 90s, that many figures, toys. It's ridiculous.
Did they actually do an actual toy line for her back in the day?
Barbie doll. It's almost like, I can't remember if it was Mezco or like Barbie Styles or Cindy. It was one of them for the actual figures. But yes, they actually did. It's like Sailor Moon, they did action figures for them. And Bandai did the toy company for Sailor Moon. That sort of stuff. So, well, we've had A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, K, K, L, K in it. Me, K. Technically, you can have squat cats, but is that S or what? Because I actually spelt it with a K.
I'd probably put SWAT cats
As
under-
S.
I was going to say Karate Kid, but I don't think they actually did an anime for Karate Kid.
They did. 1986, they did an animated cartoon.
So I know they did do the toy line for it, but I was just
No,
thinking.
it's from actually an animated cartoon, Buzz. If you put in 1980s cartoons, Karate Kid actually comes up as a cartoon for the anime. The Karate Kid is actually one. I'll send you a trailer for it after. They actually did a short series of Karate Kid the series, which is same as off the movie, you know. So yeah. L.
Oh, you've got Loki, you've got from an
Cartoon. I know it's not a toy line, but they did do Lemmings. But that's a computer game in it, so but that's not a toy line. Leatherface.
Mm-hmm.
They did the Toon Terrors is Leatherface, didn't
Yep, they've done Leatherface. I believe they've also done a Teen Wolf and on that line. I need to try and find that. I did see Dino from in showing off some, but I don't know if they're a part of the Toonie Terrors or if it's a different line. But I did like the Teen Wolf.
I think it's Toon Terrors.
No, because they've also done like what the hell is his name? Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the same line or if it's a different.
I know they did Elf in that series as well.
Mm. Kind of going off the topic here.
I know. A, B, C, D, A. I can't remember where we were.
L.
M. No, just did L. M. M is Mighty Max. They did a cartoon as well.
Mighty Ducks.
Yeah. Hopefully series 2 is coming out on Disney Plus soon. I know the trailer's been out for ages. And I've got the Ducks figures. Mighty Morphin Rangers. But it's not a cartoon, is it? So.
Well, for what are we on P?
N. You want an N?
N.
M I've just done, which is Mighty Max and that sort of stuff. So you're on N.
N. Ninja Turtles.
I'd almost put that under T.
I know it was cried Ninja Turtles in the States and it was cried Hero Turtles over here, so I'll go with Ninja Turtles.
Ninjago, which is a Lego cartoon series, which is still currently right now. N. Is it Neutron?
Aye, Neutron, aye.
An old cartoon series. The O next.
Oh.
Oxonauts. For me. He's Octonauts.
Orbot. Orbots.
Autobots.
No, Orbots. It was a cartoon.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I think it was 87, 88 or something. The one with the weird looking androids, but when they combined into the mighty Orbot.
Yeah, I remember that one, yes.
When you looked at them, they looked so weird, the five of them, and then they kind of combine it as a big, massive Megazord style.
P, you've got Paw Patrol.
I'm going to go with Police Precinct. Police Academy, sorry.
Yeah, they did them as a cartoon.
I've been looking up a lot of those figures recently. I was going to say Police Precinct, but that's not technically an anime. That's action.
Is it Q next?
PQI. Q.
I've been thinking of Q for the last couple of minutes. I'm like, what the hell for Q?
Q. That is. I was going to say Questar, but I don't think that's actually an anime.
Or cartoon, I think. God, Q.
The only thing I can think about is Quincetta from Transformers.
Yeah. That's in a cartoon anyway. It's animated in a cartoon. That's what we said at the beginning.
Where the crowd the Quintessons.
Queens, is it? No.
No, you're thinking of the sitcom.
Yeah.
Q is actually quite a hard one, to be honest.
Yeah, there's a few of us right at the end. It's quite hard. The R next.
Rugrats.
Roger Rabbit. Which Super 7, I think, is going to do a figure soon. Roger Rabbit.
Oh yeah, I might have to be that like.
Yeah, it's about 70 quid. Yes. Rick and Morty. Rescuers.
Mm-hmm.
Espas.
Toyline Rescuers.
Yeah. They're the bendable figures. I showed the two mouses from the bird off. From America, I bought the bendable figures from Figure Up.
S.
Street Sharks.
Skeleton Warriors.
Skeletor. Space Monkeys.
See, that's like the Johnny quite like the common thing is like, do you call it Captain Simeon and the Space Monkeys, or is it the Space? Because I know in different countries,
Yeah.
1 minute it's Captain Simeon and the Space Monkeys, and other ones it's Space Monkeys.
It's actually the Captain Cinnamon and Space Monkeys. I'm looking at the card now, so yeah.
I know somebody was talking about that weeks ago. It's like they found 2 different cards. One had Captain Simeon on it, and the other one had just Space Monkeys.
It's the same, isn't it? You've like last week we had 2 toy companies like Terra Trendmasters Bluebird and that sort of stuff. You know, that type of stuff. So, T-Baz.
T.
You
I
got
was Terrorhawks, but that's technically puppets, so I don't know if that would be classed.
it's still like an animated though, isn't it? Or cartoon for kids.
Kids. Fuck, that scared the shit out of me. Terrorhawks.
Thunderbirds. The cartoon Thunderbirds, I go. They finally put it into cartoon. They did that in a cartoon.
I was going to say Terminator, but they never got around to doing the anime for the Terminator.
No. They did animate it on the boxes and that sort of stuff, but never turned it into a. That was one of the things they were thinking of with Aliens and Terminator.
That's what the Future War ones were. That was meant to be a cartoon for kids.
Yeah.
It's the same with that's why we got a lot of the Predator figures, because it was meant to be a cartoon with aliens and predators, but they couldn't. They didn't know how to actually portray it into the actual woman for kids.
U-Bass. I've got two.
Use Utopia? Is it Utopia? No, is that Utopolis?
Dropless, he said. You got two. Ulysses 51, which they did cartoon and a figures. Another one is a rabbit from a turtle series.
Oh, you I know the character. I just his name.
Usagi Jimbo.
That's it, Usagi. But did they actually do Ulysses? Did they actually do a toy line for that?
Yeah. Don't look at the prices, Baz.
I honestly didn't know.
Yeah.
I've always wondered that, because it's like that would have been a cool toy line to have.
Yeah, they did them.
Got it in the UK.
It's almost looked like the knockoff figures, but they did do like a 6 or 7 inch figure. I know G-Force is asking in the past, like Ghost Rider, Ulysses. I know one of our friends is a big Power Ranger seller. He keeps asking for me, have you got the Ulysses 51 figures or Ulysses 51 items? They're that hard. It's that, you know. B-Baz.
V. I kind of think the only character I can think of is Victor Strange.
Victor Von Doom.
There you go, Victor Von Doom.
George Vinci, you could have him as Doom or Victor Von Doom. Visionaries.
Oh, Visionaries. What you call that? I've actually been looking into. That's another thing I've been looking on eBay at the Visionaries.
They're slightly going up in price again. Make them complete in bits and pieces. Hollywood.
I've kind of noticed. I've been looking at the Visionaries for like the last couple of months, and prices go up, and then the prices drop right down, and then the prices go fucking back up again.
W. Wombles.
Oh no! I was going that would have come under F. I was thinking, no, they've got when we were talking about F, you could have put Free Willy. They did do an anime for Free Willy.
Yep. But for W, you got Wombles.
Wonder Woman. Wonder Man.
Wonder Vision.
Oh.
UV. X-Baz.
X.
It's like, can you have Professor X, but he's a professor, isn't he?
Well, you could say Xavier, because technically that's his name.
Xbox? No.
There probably is quite a few from things. I just cannot.
You could probably have X-Men, because that's a cartoon. So I did say series as well, didn't I? You know.
I think when we did eventually do the Star Wars one, I think this is going to be interesting. I'm going to have to do my research on this before we.
Go on in, Baz. Why?
Why?
You can't have Yak Face. I think he was in the cartoon series, but you know what I mean? Is it Yarno's or something? Yarno? I've got.
I was going to say Yu-Gi-Oh, but I don't think that's.
It's still a cartoon series, yeah? Yu-Gi-Oh! You bought the figures last week. Yu-Gi-Oh himself.
I bought figures last week. It was Digimon I got last week.
Was it the week before you bought Yu-Gi-Oh?
It was the week before I bought. Well, technically I did. I bought the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon metal card this last week.
That was a freebie. And then Zed Baz.
Zed. I had one for Zed, and it's just went completely at my bloody head.
You mean that Zootropolis you were talking about earlier, the cartoon?
Another one, it was
Xena, the Warrior Princess?
No, Zed.
No, I remember. I asked you about that last week, didn't I? Yeah.
No, it was a cartoon, but I don't know if they did the toy line for it. But it was something. It was a kids' cartoon, but it was kind of a bit of a brutal cartoon for kids in the 90s. I think it was the 90s. Something.
Z-Bots?
Mm-hmm. Was it Zod? No. Oh, that's going to bug me because it's just completely.
But there you go. We've done the A to Z of cartoons and
or some fucking thing. He was an alien that come down to Earth, and he was meant to come in. He got sent to Earth to basically enslave it, but he ended up meeting up with a human boy, and he started doing weird shit. Oh,
that sounds like a lot of cartoons.
Aye. I watch this. It'll come to me after the stream's finished, like what always does.
It always does. There you go. Well, Baz, it's been the hour and 40 minutes. We really enjoyed that last A to Z of toys and cartoons. We'll think of a different subject again for next week, or we'll be back to our toy battles of the week.
I'm actually quite enjoying these. It's just trying to think of topics to actually go with it.
Well, Baz, next week will be A to Z of movies. Either toys from movies, or movie toys, or movies itself.
It's all right, because when Peaky comes back on, I'm hoping Peaky does his research, because we're going to do the A to Z of Star Wars. It doesn't have to be Star Wars characters. It's got to be. You can include the ships as well, planets, weapons.
Another one we could do is DC and Marvel. A to Z of only DC and Marvel characters. Like Ant-Man, Batman, that sort of stuff. It does get hard on some of them. But technically there probably is that sort of character. But we'll probably have a chat during the week to see what's what. But other than that, Well, guys, thanks for joining us on this Thursday night live stream, which we showed toys off, talked about weird shite and bullshit. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to me, Dave World Toys. I hope he's having some more video toy hauls out. I hope you're going 1 or 2 car boots the weekend or getting some more weird stuff in. Next week, I might find some more weird stuff out again with probably the toy hauls over the weekend. Don't forget to like, share, comment. Please help Baz out from sharing the videos around. If you know any friends and that sort of stuff. Don't forget, tomorrow night you've got the ZSR weekends. You've also got the Lego studs on. John's been putting a load of videos out, so always help the community out as we go and that sort of stuff. I should be back on Sunday or Tuesdays very soon with more toy chats and toy guests around the world. And I'm going on a complete different universe soon of collectors. Please stay tuned for more goodness stuff. Baz, leave us out, mate.
Well, until next week, have a good weekend. Don't spend too much money. And ciao for now.
Live long and prosper.